People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in, especially during this coronavirus, because there's effort to talk about, there's effort to really do. But yeah, I always told you, lot, I'm going to diversify my content. I'm going to have different people on. And, you know, I've got my good friend Dale here. The only bad thing I've got to say about him is that sadly he supports the wrong team in North London, which we're going to get onto. But yeah, we went to the same.
Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, that's the first and last time you're allowed to say that on my channel, bro. Yeah, man. He's someone I see quite, not on a funny man thing, but on a frequent basis. You know, we play football, grown up with him and whatnot. I mean, he might have seen a different side of me and things away from football and things. You got to keep it that way. But yeah, how you doing, bro?
Good man. Just chilling, cooling. Glad to be off work.
What you been saying for the coronavirus? What you been doing to keep yourself going, man?
I've been busy, boy. Making stuff, doing little projects, making stuff. Just can't really talk about, but yeah, making things, you know. Keeping busy.
I know you're getting on to time. I know you've been doing some other things to fill your time, you know, a little other stuff we're not going to talk about, but
keeping them brain active, you know.
Yeah. Them man, yeah, we'll keep it like that. You've been walking your dog, mate?
Yeah, walking the dog more than I should, but yeah, you know.
How many times you walk your dog in a day? I don't think dogs need about 7 walks a day, mate. Something sinister's going on there. But yeah, man, he went to my school. We played a lot of football. He's a very big fan of football. And away from the Arsenal and Spurs nonsense, he actually kind of knows football and things like that and has got a fairly decent brain for it. So I'm really just plugging on you, really. I mean, we'll touch on everything. But first and foremost, what do you feel? Again, no one's really got the answer, but in relation to how we potentially get back playing again or potentially even seeing Premier League football again, what would you do? Do you see it coming back? Like, talk to me, bro. What's your thoughts in general on that?
I don't know. I think the best thing, if the Premier League are really onto it, they're going to have to start getting players tested and then keeping players isolated themselves if they want to finish the season quite quickly off. If they're going to go by the government's like guidelines and that and stay well away and make people don't want fans there and things, and they might long it out till like September, October. But if they want to get the Premier League back soon, once these testing starts coming out to public and NHS and all that, they need to get the players like sort of next and back ready in it. Start the season off again. Yeah, start the season off again.
But the thing is, yeah, how do you actually quantify it? Because I found myself thinking about this before. It's like, there's several reasons. It's like, how do you actually get back to playing football? Because how do you actually quantify everyone's better? Like, you see how they said behind closed doors? That's still a risk.
Yeah.
You've got the cameraman, you've got the team, you've got the physio. You know, you have to obviously get to the stadium. You have to, you know, going through things. So until we really, as a society, get a grasp on this, how can it change? And like, also, when we get into it, how do they actually go about it? Because they can say play games behind closed doors or start the season again, but are we going to just start this season again, same fixtures, same, you know, duration and length of the fixtures, or, you know, the order?
Yeah. I think they need to finish the season off. That's definitely, they have to finish the season off no matter what. Like, there's too much money at stake, let alone...
That's the real reason this is all being delayed. As much as we want to talk about health and that, it is the main reason for this constant delay is the TV rights. It's no surprise that indefinitely, Spain, Italy, all of these people have, quote unquote, indefinitely suspended their leagues, but we're still going on. I'm not sure if you saw, but you see UEFA, Europa League and the champs have been indefinitely suspended as well. So that further puts pressure on our thing. And you've seen a lot of players, a couple Spurs players. I know Pedro came out and said it. Players are keen to start playing again, but health is first. And did you see today? Did you see yesterday or today? There was some report about, you know, how players have to be insured in that, bro. It's like some players apparently, and again, this is all the paper, but you're saying that Corona doesn't fall under. It was either a central virus or critical illness or something. So if a footballer had their career ended because of this or sadly died, their family or loved ones are not going to get a payout. So if you're a professional footballer, even if you want to play, do you risk it? Like, do you really? It don't make sense to try that until red tape gets fingered and patterned.
It's true.
I mean, if it does get voided, what do you think should happen though? In terms of like, because obviously relegation, Champions League, promotion of Championship, everything's going to be debatable. Every team's got something to say.
Or I think it should just stay the same. No one should get relegated because it wouldn't be fair on anyone, would it? It'd be like what happened during the Second World War and that stuff was just people just paying people to go up leagues, up and down leagues and stuff. There's all backhanders. You can't be doing that again, bro. You have to be like, just keep it as it is. If you're gonna do that, start the season fresh with the same teams. That's what I feel anyway.
All right, so let me put this to you, yeah. If they voided the league and said this season's void, but next season we're going again, what happens to Champions League places?
Boy, I don't know. Champions League places is quite mad because City's in a predicament right now, isn't it? They're saying that if the season doesn't start, if the Champions League doesn't start by June 23rd, I think, something like that, City will be in the Champions League next year, like no matter what. So, and if their court case isn't resolved by like the end of June or something, they could be in the Champions League next year. So it's kind of a mad thing. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Raw. Bro, I don't even. I'm lost for words. I personally don't know what to do in relation to this because I'm on both sides of the fence. I think first and foremost we should try and play this again, try and get it back to going. But saying that, when you see London, just focusing on London now, you're seeing the XL making a new sort of hospital. You're hearing our testing in England in terms of corona isn't actually the best. Like, we're not really testing people leaving and coming into the country for flights that are still running. Does this really sound like a nation equipped to deal with football coming back, or even worse, an even bigger outbreak, if that makes sense, of this corona thing? It doesn't.
Nah.
That we're a bit blasé with this.
That's what I was trying to say. You need to get the testing under control first before they can even think about getting Premier League and entertainment back on. Like, it's quite important, really. They say Germany's got it patterned. We need to just copy what they're doing.
You need to pre their team.
Yeah.
Literally need to pre
them
their
efficient
team.
people.
Like, we're just messing around. It's like, for me as well, I'd say education as well, because I mean, I wear the mask. Some people wear it. We know it doesn't really help, but even come out today, I think some nurse said you actually have to change them things every 3 hours if you're out and about and stuff. So it's almost the education. Exactly. It's like, we understand to wash our hands and, the 2 meters and all of this sort of thing. It's a madness. Obviously, without going into, no, don't say where you work and what you do, but how's it affected your life personally, like working life? Obviously, we know you're not bedbound, but housebound now. How's it affected your day-to-day life, work, etc., football included?
I don't know.
He's at Spurs ground quite a lot. Sorry, bro. Go on.
I don't know when I'm gonna go back. I don't know what's gonna happen. Really, yeah. It's just. I'm all in the dark. Apparently, to be honest, first of all, they said 3 weeks off, but I doubt it's going to be 3 weeks. I reckon it's going to stay longer than that. And it's just waiting like everyone else, waiting at home.
Most important question: do you think Carnival's locked off, bro?
Hey, Carnival's end of August. So yeah, I'm saying they should announce that until like June or something.
Just wait to the last moment, bro. Because I can't lie, they got rid of Edinburgh and Wimbledon and all them things there. So Carnival might be peak, but even if Carnival,
but you know what happened if they knock off Carnival, people will still be out there on the road.
I still got to touch it. Even if I got to come with a mask and 10 gloves, I'm still touching.
People will be out there, bro. Yeah,
that's the one thing I'm not listening to the social distancing crap for, but I can't lie for bus of wine and them things there, man. Carnival. See, these people actually think I'm boring, They actually don't know me away from football. Like, they just think I make YouTube. They don't know. They don't know how it gets, man. They really don't know how it gets. But you know what? You might as well leave this whole sad corona business for a sec. Prior to this happening, I don't know. What's your feelings on Spurs, man? Because looking at Spurs as an outsider, of course I'm happy because I'm an Arsenal fan, but it seems out of all the years that Spurs have maybe not necessarily been title challengers, but been a consistent side, someone seen as doing their thing, it feels like this season's been the one time you've really evidently seen, I'd say, a lack of proper investment, a lack of, just consistency. Everything just seems to, how football works in cycles yourself, bro. It just seems like that cycle, that bunch of players, they've ran their race now and it needs a new As a Spurs fan, what you got to say on it, man?
Yeah, definitely. When after we sold Gareth Bale, I think that was the last phase of like the Spurs team, and we bought like Paulino, we was buying Lamela, we was buying all these players. And I think that transition it's run its course now. Like the players, like Pochettino's had his time, they was getting used to his routines and stuff.
Same voice in
that. So I was glad he's gone, but I don't know if Mourinho has had the impact that everyone thought he would have. Everyone thought that, he had a bad time at Man United, but he was still calm and he was still like playing progressive football, be on the front foot. But we're not seeing any of that.
He hasn't almost
it's
adapted.
Too negative. Yeah, it's too negative. It's too negative. I like his press interviews though. I like the way he's talking to the media and that. It's not too negative yet.
But don't you feel you used to expect that with Jose? Like me and you was talking about this. Like Jose is negative football. Like not quote unquote negative. I did feel he would have to bend it for Spurs, but negative football. 2 banks of 4, compactness and whatnot. Potentially with players, you knew there was going to be some busts up. So because we've spoken about this before, and I know you expected a lot of this, but it's like, how do you feel on that a bit more? It's like, it's expected, but at the same time, are you frustrated with Jose? Do you believe he's the man to turn it around? Can he be?
I think he's the man. I genuinely do think it's the players. The players not showing heart, they're not showing determination. Like, even when we've got all these injuries in our team and stuff, you still want the players to be going out there, diving the challenges, working hard for the team. Like, it's not up to the manager to tell you to sprint on the pitch and stuff like that, bro.
Ndombele, shots at Ndombele. It's true, it's true.
No, I like Ndombele. I think he's a very class player, but I'm just saying, like, it's not just him, it's just everyone else on the pitch. I'm seeing it as an overall thing, not just picking up one player.
Not just nitpicking players. No, you can't. In a situation like that, you can't, because as an Arsenal fan, I definitely know it's not one fault. It's like, even going to Arsenal, it's like, there's a lot of scapegoats, rightly or wrongly. It was always Wenger, or it was always Glazzy, there's always the Kroenkes, or now it's Mesut Ozil, or maybe not so much Xhaka, but the Xhakas and the Bellerins, and even previously, me, I was begging for Emre to go behind the scenes. People, you think my videos were negative? You should see me in my day-to-day life. I was pleading for Emre to go. So I definitely see that, but it's like, when I look at Spurs, I see things out of Jose's control, bro. It's like, he can have a stay in players, but like Poch, he's not really bringing in the players. He has to work with what he has. So you need to kind of give him players he can work with. I'd even say experienced players, because I don't think Jose is going to play a collective bunch of youth players. He'll throw in a little skip, or Tanganga's done his thing. Centre-halves don't need to worry, but I think he needs to be helped. Will the players buy into his way of thinking? Because Dele Alli, for example, I'm not saying there's a bust up or anything, but when Jose first came, I'm sure every week Dele Alli was scoring. People were saying he's back. Now he's had a campaign anyways, but it's like, do you see Jose the one to really to get that spark back in the Delis? I don't think much of Dyer, but get Dyer playing to a competent standard, to plug some holes in your side.
Yeah, I think so. I think he needs to have a summer though. Like, I think he needs to get rid of the players he doesn't want, because he's had enough time now. He's had a good 7-8 months. Like, after the season, once the summer started, he will have a good 7-8 months of seeing the players, knowing who he wants to get rid of and who to bring into the team, what we need to add. So I do think I'm one of the positive more Spurs fans, not like, give him some time, and I think he could win something. I think
when you say win something, because you're in the league, right? It's not the league. That's not the league, innit?
It could be, boy.
Who would you get rid of?
What players?
Yeah, who would you get rid of? Like, who would you? No, in fact, let me help you a bit. If any players, beyond the obvious, because we know you're keeping Kane, but it's like players you would keep with, players you potentially move on. Because I look at your team, I see a couple aging players, couple people, maybe not in terms of age, have been at Spurs for a while now. Yeah, what would you do? Like, because it seems to be, for me, new players impressing.
We need definitely, I would get rid of Dyer, to be honest.
Man came for Dyer first. He's got a year left or 2 years on his deal, sign.
It's just the slowness of his play. Like, sometimes he has a good game, but it's the inconsistency. It's too many inconsistent players at Spurs. Like, Aurier is sometimes a fantastic player going forward, but inconsistent defensively. Like, even for me, like Sanchez, inconsistent defensively sometimes. Strong player, inconsistent. Dyer, inconsistent. Winks, I need to see way more than you. Why are you not scoring goals, centre midfielder? What are you doing? Like,
he doesn't even try. He doesn't even try shooting that. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. Like, what is happening? I want to see people shoot at goal. Like, what do you train? Like, what do you do in training like all week? It's
I definitely agree, because it just seems like hella sideways passing. Like, what was it? The Champions League tie, before obviously this whole football thing happened. It looked like you lot both over both legs. More so, you played the second leg, right? I'm not bugging now. But yeah, it looked like you was resigned to losing. It's like you've gone there, compact in defense, and it's like you're defending okay, but it's like when you've got the ball, it's hot potato. It's like no one's really trying to say, I'm going to change the game for Spurs today.
There's no thought. Like, we've got a lot of new players as well, which doesn't help either, and they need to all prove themselves. Like Sessegnon needs to prove himself.
I can't. He's looking like a fraud, bro. I like Sessegnon, but Saka's already clipped him, bro.
Jetson Fernandez needs to prove himself. Like his first.
He's alone though. He's alone though. I swear.
Yeah, it's a 2-year loan though.
Swear.
Yeah, it's a 2-year loan thing,
bro. I thought it was a little year thing. You're going back after 6 months.
Nah. 2-year loan with option to buy, bro. He needs to prove himself. He needs to become a Spurs player. Get out there, you'll see him put tackles in, but like find a forward-thinking pass, like through balls. Yeah, more shots. Just be better on the pitch. I see him lose the ball constantly, losing the ball in midfield. That's what we don't need. We need players that are strong on the ball, confident. Like Moussa Dembele, like Moussa Sissoko. When they get the ball, they drive forward with it.
And this guy doesn't rate Sissoko. Well, he's not the biggest fan of Sissoko, just so you lot know. And he's a fair man. He'll change his opinion. I definitely agree with that. It brings me on to Ndombele, bro, because you know me. When we used to sit in your car in last summer, I was vexed at that signing. I was vexed. I watched this guy for time. I was vexed. I said it's a coup for Spurs, and it does look like that. What are you saying for him? Because the ability is there. The ability is there in an attacking sense. It's there. He's got it. But it's like, it can't all be Jose. Like, what are your opinions?
He's a fantastic player. What I've seen of him, his ability on the ball is top class. Like, seriously top class. But I think I don't know if it's his attitude or I don't know how to explain it. But
playing within himself sort of thing. Yeah,
he feels like I think he knows that he's the best on the pitch every time he goes onto the pitch. And when he gets the ball, he knows what he wants to do. But he just sometimes thinks, like, against a Burnley game, I think he thought the game was too easy for him.
So he didn't push himself, sort of thing.
Yeah, he didn't push himself. He needs to know that this, like, when you're playing in these smaller games, not even smaller games, you have to do your utmost. You run and put in challenges. As even in the big games to the small games, every game, put your heart out, 100% effort. You can't be out there and be on 80%, 60%. You got to be on it 100% all the time.
He's been linked with Barca already, bro.
Yeah, I know. Because he's good on the ball. He's fantastic. His through ball, his vision, amazing ability. Love it. He can see the game 2-3 moves before he even gets the ball.
He's almost the player you've been calling for before. Like, I think he's unlucky because people look at. Let's be honest, not without saying it's a racist thing. When you look at Ndombele, people, you know, in England, people will say, he's a defensive mid, he's composing, he's athletic.
Yeah.
A lot of that is true. He is athletic, but when you link, not athletic in a, you know what I mean, in it, in terms of height, but it's like his strengths are technically based, and I think he's someone you can build your team around because he's got youth on his side. I think that's a player Spurs have been calling for in that he's brave on the ball because it just used to be.
Yeah, he came as an Eriksen. I was going to say that he came as an Eriksen replacement, but
modern day sort of thing.
Without the free kicks and the set piece ability, I think. But on the ball in the game, he will be amazing for us if Mourinho, if he gets on the good side of Mourinho and Mourinho keeps playing him. But I don't know. That's what I want him to improve for us. I want him to stay and improve. So I like him.
Speaking of that, your midfield. Who do you play in your midfield? Because as an outsider, like just off the top of my head, trying to find balance in that midfield with no new signings, I'd probably go with a 3. And it probably wouldn't give me any confidence really because it does feel a bit imbalanced. But I'd probably go with Dele Alli, Ndombele, and probably a Winks or something like that off the top of my head. Now, that seems a bit imbalanced for me because I don't think Dele's mature enough in the role he plays. I don't feel he's kicked on. Ndombele, I think he can do it, but is the athleticism there? And Winks will probably stay at the base. But again, is the athleticism
No. It's true, Winks, yeah, but Lo Celso is the way forward for us.
I forgot about him. He's a quality player. He's been quite
He has been class since he's come in. He's been running the game. He's doing like sort of the Modric role, just in midfield, sitting deep. When he's playing deeper, he's better. When he goes forward, I think he doesn't lose. Yeah. He's better at building up the play. He's great on the ball. The way he tracks his runners is amazing. That's what I love from the centre midfield point of view. He might not be physically the best, but the way he tracks his runners is fantastic.
And he's on this. He's like Lemane. I don't think Lemane is the best in terms of quality, but gamesmanship and doing that, I think he's really
the running, the reading of the game, the ability, the wanting to win the match. That's what I like to see. Like Lemane,
that's that South American sort of thing with them.
Heart, the winning. That's what you need. You have to be a winner.
Literally, winning and Spurs are two things you shouldn't put in a sentence. I had to, man. You set yourself up for that one.
I know the dude's coming in.
So, you know what? Obviously, with it being like, I'd say without banter aside, this has been for the last, let's say, 5 years. This has been Spurs' golden period. You know, you've gone to a final, you've done good stuff. Pochettino's been there. You've had the Canes. You know, for me, probably the best season I've seen from Spurs. Can't remember the year, but whatever year you didn't lose a game at White Hart Lane, that's when I saw what you do quality.
That last season at White Hart Lane, it was the last season at White
especially
Hart Lane,
the fullbacks.
Yeah, that was quality. We had Rose and Walker there. That was excellent. Last season at White Hart Lane, I remember I went to loads of games that season. That was some of the best football I've ever seen at Tottenham. Fantastic.
See, that's
but I don't know if we can get back to that again. I think we can you need to get back to winning like that, but we need to be winning trophies because even that from our best like spell as I've seen in the Spurs team, we still didn't win nothing. So it's kind of mad, yeah.
I mean, that's lovely for me. I really thought he was going to win champs at one point. But shout out to Liverpool for patterning that. But if you had the star on your shirt, I would have to close my channel, man. There'll be nothing to gas. I'll be sitting there in your car saying, I'll have nothing to say about the stadium.
Yeah.
So imagine. One player that seems to, I'd say, whether Spurs win or not, I think he's going to end up with trophies purely because you're seeing him linked. Kane. Now, we all know it's going to be something stupid for him to leave Spurs, like 200 million or something. But I'm sure you've seen his latest comments about, not that he wants to leave, but he's like, I'm not going to stay for the sake of it. And I'm sure with what we've just been speaking about, with the current side of the team, is it something you're concerned about? Like, I don't think he's going to leave next season. Like I said, it's dumb money that's going to have to be put down for him. But is it something that concerns you? He's 26, turning 27. You know, similar to Aubameyang. If you lot lose Kane, you're going to have to spend a crap load to replace that.
I just can't see who's going to come in for him. Unless he goes abroad to, like, Madrid or to, I don't know, Bayern, Juve, or another PSG
the big teams in Europe.
Yeah, why would he, like, the team that, like, most likely everyone's looking at is Man United. Why would he go to Man United? I don't see the appeal. I don't see the appeal.
Beyond it being Manchester United, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, beyond them.
But then say Poch goes there, bro. Say Poch goes there. That's what you're hearing. Imagine Poch goes there. It's flipped on its head. He might think United trying to get back to winning ways. Poch there.
But Poch will need to go there, and then he will need to build confidence in getting players there as well. So he will need to prove himself that Man United is a big team. They're gonna go for titles again.
But Man United can attract players in themselves, though, Ak.
Yeah.
It's United. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If United, I'm an Arsenal fan through and through. But if I'm a baller and United say they're interested, you're gonna listen.
You saw last January transfer window. Every man will turn them down, bro.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Mandzukic saying no in that. Like,
the baller as well. The baller said no.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's true. Exactly. What about City though? Because Sergio's not getting younger.
City, I don't know what City have a whole sort of different scouting system where they will come up. They'll find some young
next South American striker.
Yeah, for like 20 mil or something. He'll be like the best superstar in the world. That's what they'll do. They ain't gonna buy Kane for 150 mil.
Yeah, it's true. Is Kane marketable like that? Because I look at the England players, I only see Sancho and Sterling really as mad marketable. Like Kane, I'm sure he's marketable, but I can see that's why I can see them foreign teams going for a Sancho or Sterling because he's like on top of being
too much of a nice guy.
Yeah, too much of a humble dude. It's like you can't really see him the superstar thing and carrying
like
on.
Messi and that.
But do you think he could regret staying at Spurs his whole life? Because I think he could. Because it's like,
why would you regret that?
Fam, I hear that, but it's like, you know yourself what happens when you're a professional footballer. He's 26 now, he's loved. What happens when he's 32, 33 and you've got another striker?
Bro,
and you give him a pat on the back and say, well done, and you're not playing again?
I view it as this year. He could either do an Alan Shearer or he could do a Michael Owen. Alan Shearer stayed at Newcastle. He stayed, he moved clubs and stuff, but he generally stayed at his club that when he could have gone on to do other things. Michael Owen moved about a bit. No one remembers him.
The trophy cabinets, bro.
Yeah, it's true. But I'm saying, who's
Kane's got nothing in there, bro. Like, he's got nothing. He's got the top goal scorer for the England team, the World Cup. It's like he's got nothing. Imagine it's good being a Spurs legend and having a lounge named after you, the Harry Kane Lounge, and a pat on the back and a testimonial. But it's like, and that's not me, just Spurs. That's me, Arsenal. That's me anyway. I genuinely believe you should retire before the sport retires you. Could you imagine Thierry Henry if he stayed at Arsenal and rejected Barca in the champs? We'd still love him and whatnot, but it'll get to a point where we'll be like, okay, thank you, Henry. You're now third choice. You become like the ones there. You become just a voice in the club. You're not really playing. You're just someone that knows what it's about, sort of thing. And Kane is 26.
I hear that, but I still think if Kane's gonna move on, if he might want to move on in his career, I still think he should give us 2 more years. At least give us 2 more
I
years.
definitely think 2 years minimum, and then he's like,
and then he'll be loved at Spurs. He could be a Spurs legend, and then he can move on to try and win stuff in his career. But like,
yeah. I just feel it's a thing where go on.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's all.
I just feel it's a thing where he would really have to. It would. I think he would be the last to leave. Like I think. Obviously, Dele didn't come through your academy, but I think the Delis and the people that have been at Spurs for a number of years, if they are there, Kane would be the last to leave. Like, it'd really take a heavy heart to go, you know what, I need to go win something, go and do something. Because I think the key is just belief. I think if he just sees, like he saw on the watch, that you're trying to move in that direction, I think he might still be on leaving, but he'll be open to potentially staying. But I've got pressure for Dele Alli, man. I can't not forget about Dele Alli because fans are a bit indifferent, but I feel you seem to tell the truth with Dele, man. What's your thoughts on him in general, long and short term, how he's been playing?
But he's been inconsistent. He's just constantly been inconsistent. His first 2 seasons at Spurs, he was absolutely brilliant. Then I don't know what's happened. I don't know if money's got to his head or he's lost his way a bit. I don't know what's going on in his personal life. I have no idea, but it seems like something affected him. Or he got too complacent being in a team with the Poch training and stuff. I don't know what it was.
Desire there again.
He just knew I want to start every match no matter what I do. So a bit like Kane. Kane was getting consistent, but Kane was still performing. Ali dropped off a bit. Like Eriksen dropped off a bit as well. Everyone dropped off slightly. But I think it was harder for Ali to get back
to a decent level.
Yeah, because Ali was performing when the media was on his back, when the media was saying, "Oh, this guy will he become a great player? He needs to prove himself at Spurs." And then but I don't know what's going on with Ali. Like even when Mourinho came, he had to try to prove himself again to get back into the team, make sure he had a definite first 11, and he started seeing performing again. Once he realized that, oh yeah, Mourinho likes me, he was getting complacent again. I don't know what it is with him. I don't know what it is. It's a tricky one.
I think Dele, do you know what it is? As an outsider, because I remember telling you this years ago, I said, Dele Alli is going to suffer from the short-term gains of Spurs. And what I meant by that is, you lot found a role for him. He excelled in that role. But
you always said this, yeah.
I said this, bro, because I remember I used to watch.
You always say he doesn't have a position. He doesn't have a position. Where's he playing?
I see it up front. I see against Monaco when I went to watch you lot, to watch Bernardo. I see deep lying. I see Cam. I see talk of striker. He still plays like a child. Like he plays like he plays. He plays the wrong sort of cage football to me. He don't play cage football like Mahrez and Ndombele and Sandro. He plays like he's just twisting up dead youths all day. Like he's just trying to do and. For me, it's the maturity thing. It's like when I look past the fact that I actually like Dele Alli as a baller, he's not playing with maturity. He's not, because I'm sure I might be gassing it, but I'm sure at MK Dons when I used to watch him, he was more Gerrard and less Lampard, if that makes sense. It seems like he just watches Lampard videos at Spurs, just wants to run on beyond the last man. And if that's a byproduct of what Poch and Spurs were doing, then that's great. But now it leaves Dele in the same way with Dyer, really. Because Dyer, I'm sure Dyer had a little role under Poch at a time, a little something for him to do there. And it's like he's not kicked on. Like, now, Dyer's obviously not as good as Dele, but I think that's how he suffered.
For me, Dele Alli's a striker. Like he's a false 9 striker, number 10, attacking mid, sort of Firmino type of player. Like he's the guy. His movement is fantastic. That's what I like about him. His movement's good. His movement's good. He knows the game, knows where to be to get goals on the pitch. That's why I actually liked him at left wing for us. When he played left wing, when Pochettino first came, he was a left wing. We used to have Eriksen and Lamela and Ali. They all used to do a free roll and they always just swap about.
Just rotate and just be about.
Yeah, rotate. But Ali used to come off to the left, didn't it? And when he used to come off to the left, that's why I liked him, because he used to come in, going behind striker, how like Aubameyang's doing now and stuff. That's why I think Ali's good. But when he's got the attacking midfield role, I think he feels like he has to drop deep and get the ball and then start passing in midfield and stuff.
Try to do that technical stuff. That's not him.
Yeah, that's not him. That's really not him. The build-up play, it is him because he's got a good vision and stuff.
Like he did, but consistently.
Consistently, yeah. He needs to be just left to his own devices, free roll, run about, get in positions. Like that's what I think Ali's good at.
But do you think it's too to play devil's advocate? Do you think it's too old to be screaming that about Dele? Like this because I look at it's a maturity thing, bro. It's a maturity.
As you're saying, yeah, he doesn't have a position, but still, no.
You should be able to play a couple of them roles. Obviously, excel at one, like you're one guy, but you should, for me, Dele should be able to excel as a deep lying, as a cam. I don't really feel the striker one personally, but you watch him all the time. So if you're saying he's a striker, innit? But
I'm not saying play him striker, but he's like the second striker. He's the guy. He's the guy you should be looking for.
He's like a Iwobi to me. He's like seeing Arsenal's Iwobi. It's completely different, but it's like, Iwobi's potentially a better 10, but is he playing off that standard or with the intelligence or with the ability to be there? You can play him on the flanks and he excels, but he's not that. You can play him all about. Like, as an Arsenal fan, maybe so much. Ox would probably be the best example when he was here. It's like this. You run the risk of becoming a jack of all trades, master of none sort of thing. And that's what I've seen it a lot. And I see it with Dele, because how old is Dele?
It's true.
How old is Dele, bro? He's like our age, isn't it? 25?
Yeah, 23, 24, I think.
Let me see. It must be, let me type in Dele.
I think he's 23. I remember he was a couple years below us. He must be like 23 now.
You're right, 23. He's 24 in a couple of weeks still. 11th.
Yeah.
I might allow him. He's an April baby, boy. He's got Wikipedia said he's got 50 goals for you,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's decent. He's got 8 goals in the Prem this year. So yeah, he can score goals, but that's like at 23, it's like what Wenger says. At 23, you need to be coming into your role, man. It's not just for Dele. It's like Paul Pogba. I think Pogba's a baller. For me, he's central midfielder, but is he a free role sort of midfielder? Is he deep lying? He's never a defensive mid, but people have thrown that. It's like there's bare players in today's game. It's like you don't know what really they are. It's like they're everything but nothing at the same time. And I don't know why that is. Like,
yeah, it's true. I don't know what it is. Is it managers not giving positions? Is it players themselves that know what it is? Where to play themselves? What role they want to do? So I don't know. Eric, it's like for me, Eric Dyer's coming out saying he wants to play centre back now, when before he wanted to be a midfielder, he wanted to be a right back.
He didn't have to walk up. He was not saying none of that when he was playing well, but this is the thing about footballers. When they're banging, whatever position, they never say anything about this, As soon as it comes, I'm not comfortable with him. I don't want to play him. I'm not feeling it. The manager, I need help and that. You was not screaming that before. When you was getting in the England side and people saying, with Dyer, you can play 3 at the back, 4 at the back, he can drop in and that. You wasn't saying none of this. Who's been your best performance for Spurs, though? And worse? Not to escape, but yeah.
Son's been good. Lo Celso has been because I was wanting to see what is this guy? What can he bring to Spurs? But I can see what he can bring to Spurs. He's a proper player for us. Give me a great midfielder next season.
Asking for, basically.
Yeah, you can build a team around him, I think.
He's there permanently now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wanted him when he was at PSG. I think I made a vid about that, man. That's an L, man. He would have been a decent little. Because what I like about him, I hear what you're saying about you. Like you don't really like him dropping unnecessarily deep and stuff. But I, as an Arsenal fan, I like to see we're lacking ball carriers.
No. I like him. I like him dropping deep. I like.
My bad. But yeah, that's what I like. I like how he just wants to even if it's not necessarily drive, to try and make something happen. Be brave on the ball. That's why I don't really mind Pepe and Ceballos is getting in the team of late. I don't really mind it because we didn't. Even with Luiz in defence, we didn't really have people brave on the ball, respective of their positions. I still think we're lacking that really. Like it's a problem, man. It's a massive problem for us. Would you guys to touch on Ndombele quickly? Would you go as far to say he's currently a flop? And no, obviously your worst players as well. I forgot to you forgot.
No. He's not a flop. He's just not in Mourinho's good books. That's all.
Would you call Pepe a flop?
No.
All right, cool. I was trying to lay a trap for you there. You didn't buy into. You didn't buy. Hold that for the next.
Pepe's not a flop.
What do you feel? What do you actually feel of Pepe looking outside? Obviously, it's funny to run banks at Arsenal. He spent 70 million on my man.
He just seems like a confidence player to me. Like if the fans are questioning his performances, if the managers question performances, if people don't trust the way he plays, I don't think he'll play well. I just think. He finds it hard to prove himself. He just likes the freedom. I think
he needs to play his.
He's clearly like a street baller. He just wants to play ball, do Strowman stuff,
try go past 25 man.
Yeah, exactly. But if fans don't always want to see that, they want to see that when they're winning games. But as long as they're winning games, exactly.
I want to see goals, bro.
Assists, stats as well. Stats matter because remember when he first come in. Because he was playing well, but he wasn't getting goals. And remember, and then he had to take that penalty and stuff, and then people got off his back. Then he was better. So that's what I think it is from him. I like him. I do like him.
It's true what you say. I think he's a confidence man. I think he's a confident. On one hand, I don't really like that. I don't really like confidence play. I feel a bit like Jose Mourinho. Like, you need to kind of be with this thing. Or if you're not, like, don't get twisted. Arm around you when you need it. But I don't really like having to constantly do that. I think he's been okay. But I'd say if I really had to press him, I think he needs to, personally, you need to shoot more. Because I think foreign players, when they come to the Prem, I think they overcomplicate it. They have to just realize, make a yard for yourself and bang it. And I feel he's turning 25 in May, so he's technically our year. I think he needs to play with maturity because we need him to come into his own. I need him to get at least 10 goals, 10 assists.
Another thing as well, he needs competition for his place. At the moment, I think he is your right winger. There's no one.
He lost it to Nelson though. He lost it against Chelsea to Nelson though.
Sorry, I don't think Nelson's a player, but I don't think he's that guy.
I'm not. Let's not. Hey, listen, this guy rubs out Nelson. He believes in Saka and Martinelli. He hasn't got time for the rest of our youngsters. Like, watch this. What do you feel like Emma Smith Rowe?
You should never play for your club. You should just rip up the contract, bro. I can't.
See, if this guy wasn't my guy, man, I love all these youngsters. I have to prove my man wrong, fam.
I've not seen him do anything. I'm sure. Was it that game he played against Villa? Was it Villa he played against this season? Was it Burnley? One of them.
Start.
Yeah, he started the game.
Everton.
Was it Everton? Yeah. He was
yellow kit.
Terrible.
Yeah, but second half he batted though.
Probably what, he made a pass second half?
Made a pass again on the ball, dribbling in that.
Didn't lose the ball?
Yeah, he did lose it.
Is that your class is good?
You see, this is why I like people like him. Because I love your youth players and things, but a couple of my man them like him. They don't really care for it, people. Like, if you're not with it right now, you're not with it, sort of thing. What do you feel for Maitland-Niles?
Maitland-Niles? That's another guy. He needs to find a position. Is he a right back? Because you said he wants to play right wing, but
he said he want to play right wing. He's buzzing with that.
Nah,
that's a myth, bro. That's a myth. Like me want to be a striker, it's not gonna bang. Like, it's not gonna bang.
Hold up your score position at right back, man. Let's play that.
Just remember, you are lucky to be at Arsenal, bro. Like, just hold up your right back thing because West Ham is just down the road.
He should just do what Reece James does. Reece James has happily come in, played his right position, played at centre mid when he needs to play centre mid.
Just not making no noise in it. Just play his thing. Like Saka, boy. Just do your thing and shut up.
That.
Maitland, I don't know who Maitland thinks I love Maitland now, but he needs to calm it down. Like, he's actually doing all right.
He's not a bad player. I actually don't mind him as a player, as a right back. And if is he consistent for you? That's another thing as well.
I think he is consistent. I think the thing with Maitland is different with Aurier, but it's like sometimes you expect him to do some dumb shit, basically. Pardon my French. It's in the sense of Maitland's biggest strength and weakness for me is he's casual on the ball. He's calm on the ball. Sometimes there's no urgency. Like, he's the sort of man, he'll play good for 50 minutes, but that one time he's feeling himself, he'll play it inside. Lazy pass inside, he'll get finessed. He needs to... I actually think he's got the tools to be better than Bellerin. I actually prefer him to Bellerin at right back because, like, I'm a big fan of Bellerin, but it's like I'm looking at Bellerin a bit side eyes now. Like, we offered 50 million for my man 2 seasons or so ago. We should have bit our hands up, bit someone's hand off for that.
Yeah.
Looking a bit silly, and I don't know how good Suarez will be.
So I don't know either. I've never rated that Bellerin guy. So
yeah, you've never. Before we go off topic again, your best and worst performance from Spurs. For the Spurs fans listening that thinks we just aired that.
No, I think I said Lo Celso Son, but the worst performances from Spurs, that's quite hard, worst performance. Just Fernandes has been poor as well. I think.
Straight on.
Yeah.
I don't think you looked at other players.
That guy. I need to think. Who's been playing poor? There's Sessegnon. Not been poor, but I want to see more from you.
Do you think there's something in him?
Yeah, there is. There is some sort of ability, but he needs to play with that. He should not be scared anymore. Like, you're clearly, people clearly rated you. Yeah, you've been around for a time. You played in big games. Like, why are you playing like you never played football before? Like, when I see him play, it's weird.
What's his position though, man? Because we've seen him play 10, play not necessarily at Spurs.
No, right. He's a right winger. He's a right winger. But
right wing?
Not shooting. No, not right wing. Left wing.
Okay. Right. What do you think for his playing style? I think he's quite basic and predictable. I can't lie. Like, I rate him, but he's quite basic.
He is. He just needs to improve. I need to see him do some more stuff, get goals, get assists, get some stats. on that career record, that's what you need to do.
If you lot don't know, all he cares about is goals and assists, people, and I have to respect him for it. If you're not getting goals and assists, you're not here for it. Like
this is why Messi Ronaldo are the best. It's only stats. It's literally just stats, bro. They play well, obviously, but stats is the main key.
Yeah. Goals and assists, legitly. Who's your best player in the Prem this year, though?
Best player in the Prem.
I asked you this because I don't really feel like I would probably go for like Kevin. There's a Mahrez. Yeah, there's this. I'm probably forgetting other names as well. But it's like, am I bugging or am I wrong in saying that there's not? I don't feel there's a clear like he's up there. He has to get it. It's like Kevin, Liverpool players,
Mane,
this and that. Mane, yeah. Mane, shout. Couple other this and that.
Vardy's been good, I think. But he lost it a bit after January, but
he's still there, innit? Them crazy stats.
So Sterling was excellent half of the season.
He's falling off a bit, yeah.
Yeah, stats are good for a winger, amazing. Clark's been excellent.
Pardon? You there?
Yeah, you're cutting out, bro.
Yeah, you cut out there. Go on.
No, I was just saying Kevin De Bruyne and that.
Oh, internet try to block us. They try to flop it, but they're there, man. It's like I don't like. I've got to ask you as well. When I look at Spurs, will there be money to spend? Significant, because it's like Arsenal feel the same way. No, like significant. Like when you
not significant.
Like you're gonna all the areas you believe. Like who? Like what do you believe? You need 3 or 4 signings. Would you be confident that if the window started today, excluding the Corona stuff, you'd address all them areas and you look back and say,
clearly need a striker. 175 striker. Strikers is a must. I think we need to get rid of players, as I said. Once we get rid of players, I think they'll open up way more money for us. I heard that there's like 130 million to spend currently right now. And
how far does that go, though,
man? They sell some more players. Yeah, exactly. But what do you want to address? I think we definitely need another striker. Harry Kane can't. We need to have competition in all places in our squad. Harry Kane has no competition up front, really. Like he needs to compete for places, and I think that's where we need to put our money into striking.
What are you saying? Do you think you need a centre half?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking about this. Who have you got centre half? You got Sanchez, Tanganga now. See, that's why I don't think you need to buy one, because you've got Tanganga coming through. Foyth is still there. Sanchez,
that guy, man. You're gonna have to bin that Foyth you, brother.
I think one of them will go in it. One of them will go out of Toby Vertonghen. I just see one of them leaving.
Probably Vertonghen. Like, swear Toby signed a new deal.
Yeah, Toby signed a new deal, but I don't know. I wouldn't mind either one of them to go, to be honest. Like just to freshen up the squad. Not because I like them both as Spurs. Just to freshen up the squad.
You just feel there's a change needed.
Yeah, people are too complacent at the minute with their positions and stuff. Might need a left back as well. If Danny Rose ain't going to be there no more, we've got Ben Davis. We need someone else there.
I don't think Sessegnon knocked that down, because Jose was saying he's a winger. I mean, he's a left back basically.
I haven't seen him defend though. So even when he's playing there, like I haven't seen a defensive head, a defensive mind.
You haven't really
I've seen tracking players, dive into challenges, strength and that, reading runs, interceptions. That's all I want to be seeing. And I don't know. Ben Davis he's been good at left back for us.
Yeah, he's been selected. He does his job. Like
he's been very good for us. But again, we need competition for places, and I don't think Sessegnon's a competition. I think he's a guy that needs to prove himself, come through with no pressure. We need to have someone else there. Maybe right back as well. I like Kyle Walker-Peters. I don't know why he's gonna learn. I
that brother was dead, man. You're gassing that brother's dead, man. Like, he plays like me and that. He plays like me, fam. He's dead. He's not from Tottenham and the real ends, man. He's them used there from Chester. He's not from Everton, man.
Steady Eddie.
Yes, Steady Eddie. Happy to be here. You can tell, fam. He's dead, man. Where is he? Where is he?
I like him. I don't know. Was he going to Southampton? Was he there? No, I don't know actually. Where did he go?
This is what I'm saying. You know, a man's not good when that happened.
Palace? I don't know, bro.
I think Mustafi right back is better than him, fam. Now I'm overdoing it with that one, but
no.
He's dead. I think Saka's a better right back than he is actually as well. Like if
Saka's been good for you, can't lie.
That contract though, bro. That contract, Saka. I got faith in Saka signing that thing. I know Aubameyang's keeping it moving, like. Hopefully Lacazette keeps it moving too. I love Lacazette, but we have to get rid of him. There's bare men at Arsenal that need to go, really. Like If I had to sit here and obviously not everyone can go, Ozil, Mkhitaryan, Lacazette, Kolasinac, Mustafi, if I haven't said him, El Nene, and it's all because of their contract, just bare wasted wages. Even the young G's like Maitland, I would keep Maitland and Emil and Nelson, but if the right offers come, I can't lie. If I hear 20s and 30s and sell-on clauses and buybacks, I can't lie. things have to go down, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really Bellerin. If it could happen, and you get if Barca said 50 million today, or give us some peas and Semedo, I'm saying go do that, because I don't. Really, you know what? I don't want to be harsh on Bellerin, because he's had the injury. Maybe Arteta gets him playing well, like he did with a couple other man. I might see something in him and bring that back. Even Holding, I'm a big fan of Holding, but the peas, like the only defenders I'm really trying to keep without talk. Obviously, one needs to come in. I'm only really trying to hear the young one, Saliba, coming in. I think Luiz has earned another spot. I think Chambers was unlucky. Before he got injured, he was doing okay for us. Other than that, there's not really anybody I'm screaming like Mustafi. Realistically, come on, you know yourself. We need to sell that. Regardless of his form, we need to keep that one moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. To wrap this up, what are you saying finally for Spurs? If it does get back on, do you think you get Champions League?
Yeah, man. The injuries, I think we can do that. The injuries, Kane will be fit. Son should be back. I think we've got a good place. Hopefully, it's a little about Sissoko, but if he's back in the team, we should have more strength. And everyone should be more confident when they're playing these games. I don't know what we was doing the last couple of games we played, but it was so bad.
Mental pressures, bro.
Out, man. It was terrible. But yeah, but hopefully, see the season out, buy some new players. Jose can do this, I reckon. Yeah.
Calm, man. We've got to get you back here, man. Thank you for being with me.
Yeah, man.
We're out, people. Make sure in the comment. He's not on socials or none of that crap. So there's no point in this. Yeah, you can see him on my Snapchat from time to time. That's about it. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Obviously, people love for tuning in. I know he's a Spurs fan, but he's not that too bad. So once again, thank you for cutting through, bro. We're out.